Hi, good day everyone. My name is Araceli Randañetes and today I am going to tackle about the mangas, the element of mangas and the genre of mangas. But before that, I want you to know that manga is an art from Japan. Mangas are highly respected for its ability to create distinctive characters and imaginative stories. It is a pop culture phenomenon that has spun off from simply art and comic stories to anime fairs, merchandise, and movies. Now, class, let's proceed in the genre of mangas. The first one we have shonen. Or shonen, it means in Japanese word, it means boy or youth. And the second one we have shoujo. So in Japanese term, it is young girl. And the third one we have seinen. Seinen. In the fourth one we have josei. In the fifth one rather, we have kodomo. Kodomo. So kodomo means child or kid. Now, I am going to tackle what if shonen. So shonen in a Japanese term, it means boy or youth. So the target audience of shonen are young male with ages of 12 to 18 years old. And it includes action, adventure, and battles. So for instance, the example of shonen are Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, and Attack on Titan. The second one class we have shoujo. So it means in a Japanese term it means a young girl. So the target audience of shoujo are teenage girls with the ages of 12 to 18 years old. It often features a strong female protagonist. And the example of shoujo are Sailor Moon and Inuyasha. The third one class we have seinen. Seinen. And the target audience of seinen are adult male with ages of 20 to 30 years old. And it includes complex characters, explicit contents, and violence. So the example of seinen are romance, drama, science fiction, and horror. The fourth one we have josei. So in Japanese term, it means women. So the target audience of josei are women with 18 plus above ang age. So, the common themes are romance, workplace dynamics, and exploration of gender roles. The fourth one we have kodomo. So it means child or kid. The target audience of kodomo are 6 to 12 years old. The example of kodomo are the movie of Doraemon, Hamtaro, and Hello Kitty. Now class, the other genre of mangas also include one, action. So as what you notice, it focuses on fighting. And the second one, we have romance, so like developing feelings. And the third one, we have science fiction, so it explores futuristic settings. The fourth one, we have horror, so it aims to scare and thrill the reader. The fifth one, we have sports, so class, when we say sports, it's showcasing athleticism. And the sixth one, we have slice of life. So it focuses on character development. And the seventh one, we have fantasy. So when we talk about fantasy class, what comes in your mind? Of course, very good. So it's all about mythical creatures or magical elements. Now class, I am going to tackle about the elements of mangas. The first one, we have the face. The second one, we have the hair. The third one, clothing, accessories, and so on, the exaggerated emotions. So the first one, I'm going to tackle about the face. So the face is the first characteristics you notice on a manga character, with oversized eyes and almond-shaped face and a very small mouth. The face stands out over the rest of the body. And the second one, we have the hair. When we talk about the hair of manga characters, so it is a key characteristics and therefore needs to be elaborate and if catching. So it is not uncommon for the characters' hair to belong with many lines and of an abnormal color. In the third one, we have clothing and accessories. So the way a manga character dresses and accessories represents who and what they are. In the fourth one, we have exaggerated emotions. So manga characters are known for their over-exaggerated emotions. Manga evokes intense color in the face and steam coming up of the body. Class, the next report will be discussed by the next reporter. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jolene Compayan, and I am a Grade 7. Our assigned topic is to discuss about the introduction of emerging literature, and I will continue to discuss the digital fiction and dodal fiction. Digital fiction is a fiction that is written for and read from a computer or can be web or app-based, like tablets, smartphones, or accessed via CD-ROM. So digital fictions are different to ebooks. Digital fiction, also known as electronic literature, it is written for and read from a computer and uses the capabilities of the computer for literary effect. Some digital fictions contain sound effects, images, film, hyperlinks, or minigame. Some examples of digital fiction are web-based fiction, CD-ROM based or hypertext fiction, the flash fiction, the app fiction, and also what calls literary video games, the digital poetry, kinetic literature. Those are other forms of digital literature. Digifiction, also known as electronic literature, is important as it enhances reading experiences by integrating interactive elements and blurring the lines between reading and writing. Digital fiction can be a powerful tool for engaging students in reading and learning. Next is the dodal fiction. Dodal fiction, a literary representation where the author incorporates dodal drawings and handwritten graphics in place of traditional font. Drawings enhance the story, often adding humorous elements that would be missing if the illustration were omitted. The characteristics of a doodle fiction, it combines spontaneous and informal drawing, narrative storytelling, personal and intimate writing style, and visual and textual elements. It is simple drawings that can have concrete representational meaning or may just be composed of random and abstract lines. So, doodling engage the brain's executive resources processes that helps us plan, multitask, and concentrate. It also acts as a mediator between the spectrum of thinking too much or thinking too little and helps focus on the current situation. There are elements of a adult fiction: the plot, the characters, the setting, point of view, theme, and style. In doodle fiction, the plot can be straightforward, focusing on a simple incident or series of interconnected events. The plot often revolves around a central conflict or struggle, whether the internal or external. The theme in doodle fiction can explore themes related to imagination, creativity, or the simple joy of drawing. The theme is the overarching message or idea that the author conveys through the doodle. In doodle fiction, the setting can be abstract or specific. It can be a place, a time, or a general atmosphere. The setting can contribute to the mood and tone of the story, whether it's a whimsical fantasy world or a relatable everyday scene. The theme in doodle fiction typically involves fictional characters and settings, with the artwork often adding an extra layer of meaning or context to the story. This style in doodle fiction is characterized by hand-drawn elements, simple shapes, and a playful, informal approach. And lastly, the point of view is often subjective and personal. reflecting the author's individual style and perspective. And that's all my part of our part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rochelle Nakwa. This time, we will tackle about flash fiction. So flash fiction is a modern term for very short stories. There is no exact word limit, but different people have different opinions about how long it should be. So how long it should a short story? So some it should be fewer than 30 or 50 words. Others says it can be up to 1000 words. The main idea is that flash fiction tells a complete story in a small space. It focuses on being brief, meaningful, and impactful while giving readers a clear picture with very few words. So, the example of a flash fiction story are a one sentence story. So, for example, she stared at an unread message, "I'm sorry," as the plane took off without him. So, we have also elements of flash fiction. So, first is compression of narrative. So, compression of narrative is the story is short but rich in meaning. So, every word matters. No unnecessary descriptions or details. So, it gets straight to the point without losing depth. So, next is narrative. So, even though it's short, it still has a structure. So, first is a clear beginning. So, or it is the scene, and second is conflict. It is something happens, and the last is resolution, an impactful ending. So third is intense focus. So intense focus, it is the story zooms in one key moment or realization. So the setting and time frame are small. It doesn't cover years, just a single event. So the emotional experience is sharp and direct. So let's proceed to science fiction. So science fiction is a genre that explores futuristic, scientific, or technological themes. So it can be short stories or long novels, movies, and or series. So exploring advanced science, space, time travel, AI, or alien life. So the example of fiction, uh, an example of books are the Dune by Frank Herbert, The Martian by Andy Weir, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So in the movies, the Star Wars, Star Trek, Blade Runner, and the TV shows, Doctor Who, The Expanse, and Black Mirror. So that's all. Thank you.
Science fiction refers to the genre of literature, film, and other media that explores imaginative and speculative concepts based on science, technology, and the future. So, the roots of sci-fi or science fiction really go back way back to the age of reasons in the 18th century, where the philosophers and the scientists emphasize the use of reasons over superstition. So there are five characteristics of science fiction. So first is non-human characters. So it's a glitch that sci-fi fictions and film are full of aliens. So um, aliens are among the non-human characters and also the robots. Next is allegory. So sci-fi tends to be an allegorical. The best sci-fi works often have a hidden meaning because they work as the commentary on our own world and our own social and political system. So the best example of the of allegory is Godzilla. Godzilla. Then next is science and technology. So what makes sci-fi work sci-fi? The fact that their settings, their plots, their characters, their conflicts all center around science and technology in some sense. So example of this is Men in Black and The Matrix. Next is time travel. Often the whole plot of a sci-fi work is a distant time, usually in the future. Sci-fi writers are obsessed with exploring times that are very different from ours. So the example is Black to the Future and Cloud Atlas. Then last is dystopia. So dystopia world is where people are obsessed. They're miserable and everything they do is controlled by some authority. So for example, film is 1984, George Orwell and Brave New World. So there are elements of science fictions. First is speculation. So the speculative questions, what if, is the starting point for all science fictions. For example, Poor Things and The Host. Next is science impacts. Science fictions frequently includes stories about the impact of scientific or technological change on people. For example, The Time Machine and Star Trek. Next is setting. Science fiction stories often take place in the future or in alternate universe. So, for example, Star Wars and next is related genres. Horror is one of the most closely related genres to science fictions. For example, Frankenstein on Walking Dead.
Good morning, everyone. This morning, I'm going to report blog. A blog is a non-line journal or informational website displaying information in the reverse chronological order, with the latest post appearing first. It is a platform where a writer or even a group of writers share their views on an individual subject. So there are 5 blogging sites. What are they? First, WordPress is a free and open source content management system (CMS) that allows users to easily create and manage websites. Google Blogger. Blogger can refer to distinct things, a platform and a person. Blogger.com is a free Google-owned blogging platform where individuals can create and publish blogs. A blogger is an individual who creates and regularly updates a blog, sharing their thoughts, opinions, or content with an audience. Typepad is a blogging service owned by Endurance International Group, previously owned by Say Media. From the merger of 6 Apart and Video Inc., Typepad type of site blog hosting. Movable type is a printing method where each letter or character is on a separate reusable piece of metal, allowing for the creation of text by arranging these pieces and then printing them onto paper. This system contrasts with earlier printing methods where an entire page or block of text was carved at once. Drupal is free open source content management system (CMS) used for creating and managing websites and web applications. It's known for its flexibility and scalability and powerful features, allowing users to build a wide range of digital experiences, from simple blogs to complex enterprise-level sites. The name of Drupal is derived from the Dutch word druppel, which means drop. There are 10 characteristics of blogs. Number one characteristics, a blog must always be dynamic. While the websites are mainly presentational, blogs are always intended to engage. Unlike websites, blog must be dynamic. While websites present information on static pages, blog posts, on the other hand, are like diary entries. They include a publishing date and beta tags. New entries and regular updates are key to running any kind of blog. Second characteristics. Posts are displayed in reverse order. So in this, blog entries are displayed in reverse chronological order, the newest post being on top. The latest entries post previously published once down the list until they completely disappear from the landing page. Older posts are usually achieved on the following pages, but they can also organized by the month of year when they are first published. So third, characteristics of blogs. Most blogs have the same structure. First come three characteristics of blogs. Most blogs have the same structure. First come a header with a menu of navigation bar to declutter the page and make a great first impression. It is then followed by the main content area on which blog posts appear, either by order of publishing or by relevance. Down below are contact pages, privacy policies, and relevant links, neatly arranged in a footer. A sidebar highlights favorite entries and displays social profiles and calls to actions.
Fourth, the blog leading star is its content. Different blogs publish different types of posts. To the majority of them relies on the power of the written word. Depending on the author intention, an article is typically an opinion piece, an instructional guide, or a news post. Monotonous chunks of text are separated with images or videos. A blog post can also be a picture with little. A common trend among fashion and travel blogs through it's also not rare for business-related niches to publish infographics instead of instructional articles. A blog is always defined by the quality of its published content. Fifth, headlines should be attention grabbers. Naming a blog post is an art by itself. A compelling one can truly silence the noise, instantly generating clicks, driving traffic of and enticing a reader to read on. Nowhere in the online universe are titles given the same kind of attention as here. Seventh, one rule applies to all blogs' relevancy. Though every engaging content must be relevant, this rule especially applies to blogs posts. They might differ in types, mediums, formats, and styles. In order to arouse interest or evoke debate, they have to be original and unique. To be read all blog posts must always deliver upon their promise. 8. Blog and links go hand in hand as a promotional strategy. Link building is not limited to blog posts, but it definitely is a characteristic that all decent blog shares. Blogs and links go hand in hand even when marketing isn't the goal. Internal linking, for instance, ensure intuitive navigation between mutually relevant posts, thus providing an exceptional reading experience. It's about the flow and facilitation of knowledge transfer. Ninth, a blog is founded on personal touch. The word blog derives from an earlier version weblog, which initially referred to personal online journals before blogs became political early years. They were merely meant to make private thoughts and opinions public. The personal touch, however, remains their vital characteristic to date, and even with today universal topics. The recommended interpretive approach is the one that implies uniqueness. If the subject matter requires utmost objectivity, the personal touch is accomplished through an individualistic writing style. Every vlog author has an About Me page and distinct signature mark. 10th, posts should always encourage debate. The comment section is another mutual characteristic of respectable blogs. Comments are typically located at the end of every post as a place for readers to engage in a conversation. The ability to provoke a response and encourage interaction is held in the highest regard by all readers. All blogs are about communication, with or without open debate. Communication is still the end purpose of each and every blog post, whether it imparts knowledge, provides solutions, or simplifies entertains. Blogging is a brilliant way of reaching out and communicating with the world. Without any question at all, such as transformative power of free expression and exchange is the single most important characteristics of any terrific blog.